How are you today? I hope you are bright and chipper because it is a lovely day here in Gettysburg. 67 degrees, sunny, but I would say hazy. Yeah, hazy. But maybe that's just the morning fog not yet burned off. Who knows? Who knows? Only the weatherman. Only the weatherman. Taking our normal route into Gettysburg via Fairfield. I'm not going to have time to do a full drive around the battlefield today thing. I've got some editing to do, as the patrons know. There's a good 7 of them that stuck around and watched me edit yesterday, which is it was like a 3-hour editing session, so that's pretty boring for you guys. Imagine how boring it is for me. And then I took a break and came back and went for another 2, and I think have about 20 minutes of an almost 3-hour show edited, and it's just the rough edit, but it's the 3rd of the anniversary shows, so if I can get it done by Friday, I'd be pretty much on schedule, or schedule, if you will. Faye, good morning. Dustin, good morning. Eric, so you can do morning drives, but you can't call me back, huh? Yes, that is correct. I have a total control over the morning drive. I have a very hard problem telling people I have to go when I have a phone call. It's like I have a hard time saying no to somebody when they ask me to do something, and I have a hard time saying, all right, I gotta go, because I feel like I'm rushing them off or something, and I'm not. But when they want to talk back, it's hard to ignore. So, but I will call you on the way home today, Eric. Chuck says good morning. Good morning, Chuck. Katie says good morning from Western PA, where everybody wears cowboy hats. Get it? Western PA? Anyway, where are we? Tom Canavan says, morning, I watched about half the editing session yesterday. Any way you could edit some hair back on my head? Maybe I could find, let me see if I can do that today for you, Tom. No, I know you're giving me a hard time, Eric. But that is usually why I don't call people in the morning. It's weird. I'm talkative in the morning, but I don't necessarily want to talk with someone. I want to filibuster. Good morning, Gail. So anyway, we'll do a quick loop. We'll go down, well, what do you guys want? First day or down Confederate Avenue and up? Good morning, Beetle Bailey. We are going to Gettysburg. For those, the Fairfield Road, which goes into Gettysburg, which I guess really should be the Gettysburg Road, and you're going in from Fairfield, but since all roads lead to Gettysburg, I guess we take it from the Gettysburg perspective. It's the Fairfield Road. Hagerstown Road is another road that it's known as. Route 116. Any one of those will do. Anyone. All right, Faye says first day. Good morning, Paul. Rich says first day. We got 2 first days. First one to get 3 wins. Top of the morning to you, BKW. Morning, Rich. Maybe, let's see, one more first. All right, there you go. Dustin says first day. First day it is. I like that drive the first day. You know, the first day, it doesn't really get much attention anymore, which is a shame. So we're going to give it attention this morning and drive on it. Keep forgetting, not in love anymore. All right, Dr. Jason says first day too. Lots of votes for the first day, so that's. I'm glad to see the first day is becoming more popular because more Michael McDonald. You don't know me, but I'm your brother. That's all I know of that song. Are you telling me the things you're gonna do for me? I'm not blind, but I don't like what I think I see. Taking it to the sea. I need Parker here with me. So we're competing McDonald's. Faye says, one of these days, can you do something on Longstreet's countermarch, my apologies in advance if you already have. We did. I want to say it was with Jim Hessler. Oh God, there's so many. You want to go back maybe a couple years ago. If you go to our YouTube channel and you go to the search, you know, you could search the channel. Just type in like countermarch. That should pop up anything and everything that has something about the countermarch. I'm pretty sure we did that as an Ask a Guide a few years ago. And I want to say it was with Hessler, and it might have actually been. I'm gonna say it was in the last 2 years, but I don't know for sure. I think we have about 1,000 shows that we've done so far, so it's hard to keep track of what we've done versus what we've talked about or what's scheduled to record but hasn't been recorded yet. Sometimes I get them all mixed up. Ed Miller says, good morning, greetings from Omaha. Wish I was there. Omaha. I like finding out where everybody is. It's interesting to see where people listen from. Copyright claim coming from the Doobie Brothers. That was so poorly done, the algorithm would never mistake it for my. Now that too lazy to do things on a computer. I'm the same way. I want to ask somebody something, and then they're like, why don't you Google it? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm trying to, like, you know, have a personal connection maybe with somebody, you know, like we're standing in the same room. We might as well talk about something. Oh, just Google it. But that's often the answer I give people. But that's just because I don't know. If I knew, I would have told you. Rich says, Faye, Matt also interviewed Alan, who wrote, oh, yeah. Yeah, there's right. I'm blanking on his last name. Thompson, Alan Thompson. So I interviewed, and that's out for free. That was a Patreon show, but I put it out for free. So you can find that anywhere. Just look at YouTube. YouTube has everything that well, not everything, but, well, you actually, now you can go to Patreon. So if you're a patron, all of our feeds, except for YouTube, because YouTube hasn't enabled this yet, but all of our audio-only feeds are there on the Patreon app. So you can listen to the free shows, you could listen to the pay shows, and it's all there in one app. So you don't need to dance around between apps. I know people say they like to use a different app. To me, I don't know the difference. Like, I just want ease of use. That's all I'm interested in. So I like that Patreon has allowed us to sync. So if you go and you find the free feed, which is where the Ask a Guides are and stuff, all I had to do was put the link, the RSS feed link in Patreon, and it just took, I don't know, a couple minutes, and boop, all those episodes popped up there. So you can go all the way back and listen to everything all through Patreon. That is, you have to be a paying member for that, though. Although I do believe that the free feed is still free for the freeloader followers on Patreon. Michael 6 Questions says, yeah, the Countermarch episode was a couple years ago, and Alan Thompson has been on the Patreon feed. There you go. There you go. Mike remembers more than I do. Mike is my my walking spreadsheet, and he has all of the episodes that we've done in his head. I don't remember. The minute I finish recording it, I forget everything that we've done or talked about. Eric says, there's a video with Hessler in the Countermarch. I would also suggest the one with Alan Thompson, although that one focuses more on the morning recon. Yeah, but still, it's all part of the story. Eric says, I am working on a roundtable presentation on the Countermarch using Thompson's book as well as other sources. Very good, Eric. Very good. Michael Lawson says, good morning from Central Jersey. Good morning, Michael. South Jersey, you mean, right? Faye says, Rich Steiner, thanks to... Oh, you want me to do a driving video out there? You know what? Maybe, okay, I'm going to talk to Jim, and we'll do a driving video together out there. That's what we'll do. Good idea, Faye. I will talk to him this afternoon. Faye says, the episode was with Jim Hessler, Ask a Guide. Oh, no, sorry, Mike said that. Ask a Guide 73. Yeah, right, March 23. Okay, I was right. It was about 2 years ago. All right. Hey, I got to tell you something, and I'll talk about this on AG Today next week. Guys, over 35, get your hormones checked. All of them. Not just testosterone, everything. Get it checked. If you're feeling out of sorts, if you're not feeling yourself, get them checked. Go to a clinic. Don't go to your doctor. Your doctor is going to work against your improved health. Sorry to say that, but that's what they do. But, well, that's not what they do. That's what their industry does. But if you go to a private clinic, look up Blokes, Blokes, and do yourself a favor, get it checked. And then if you've got some deficiencies, take the medications that they offer, and you might be surprised at how you return to yourself. So yeah, my memory is coming back. My ability to think is coming back. And focus. And most importantly, the one I miss the most, energy. I'll go into the details on the next AG Today. It is so remarkable. I'm actually going to approach them at my next appointment about them being a sponsor. Because, let's face it, the audience of Addressing Gettysburg is mostly older and can certainly benefit from this. So, yeah, but it's great. So I was right. 2 years. I never would have guessed that a month and a half ago. In the Shadow of the Round Tops is the right book, yes. Court Micker says, history is so boring. Oh, Courtney. I'm assuming Courtney is short or Court is short for Courtney. You know, sir, you're one of the history is so boring crowd, and how wrong you are. Look, this monument up here on the right was struck by lightning, and there's a time capsule inside it. And when it was struck by lightning and they took it apart to repair it, the park didn't open the time capsule. But you want your history from the government. Yeah, so that's exciting. Lightning, incompetence. Don't you like that? A lack of curiosity? Come on, man. History is not boring. Your teachers were. Sorry to say. All right, this is the Mummersburg Road now. Named after Mummersburg, which, if I went left, would be, I want to say, 7 miles up the road. Court says, you just passed West Virginia and said nothing. Well, there's really nothing to say about West Virginia at Gettysburg. Nobody really covers that. And, you know, I don't know. They just kind of were here. I think they brought water for the guys. If only there was somebody out there who would come on the show and really school us about what West Virginia did at Gettysburg. But alas, no such historian exists. Rich says, I think Matt also interviewed Chris Army about Captain. Yes. Yes. Okay, so Faye, you've got the Jim Hassler Countermarch one. You've got the Alan Thompson one, which is, we touch on the Countermarch, but also it's whoever said it, mostly about the recon, but still pertinent. And then the Chris Army one about Samuel Johnston and how he did the so I would listen to all three of those as I get with Jim and we schedule our little drive around. And I would love to do that as a live, but I'm afraid I'm gonna lose you and then have to start a second feed. So I might record it, and if I record it, I can do it landscape and not portrait, and you can really see. But I like doing it live, though. I like interacting with you guys. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Faye says it's Mummersburg. Okay. 6 questions, as he did. Of course, says that's true. For lest anybody believe that Court is some hostile witness, though he is hostile, he's a witness to nothing. This is Court from the show, of course, who is watching. I would imagine. Let's see. It's almost time to open. He's either at work or he's on the toilet, ready to go to work, and watching this video. So. Hart says, can Canby or West Virginia at Gettysburg expert for a show? Well, the problem is, I've asked him to do that probably for a year leading up to the guide exam. And, of course, none of the questions were about West Virginia. I think maybe 1 or 2 questions were about West Virginia, but not necessarily the fighting. But, yeah, he's got people back in West Virginia who have gotten in his ear and misled him into thinking that we are using him only for comedic purposes. But I said, no, come on the show and do something about West Virginia. You're always crying that you're not taken seriously. Well, here's your chance. And he wouldn't do it. So, and I think it's because he doesn't understand that you can joke, but still be serious. But I'm working on him still. Because he does really know, all joking aside, he really does know how to spell West Virginia. And I think that, of all the people, he really needs to be the one to come on and do it. And he's very passionate about his state. And I know a lot of people from West Virginia who are very passionate about, they love they're proud to be from West Virginia. And I don't know of any other state. Well, maybe Texas. Texas, I think, is probably the other state where people are like proud. New Yorkers don't count because they're only proud to be from Manhattan or somewhere, one of the 5 boroughs, but they're not necessarily proud to be New Yorkers as in New York Staters. So that doesn't count. I think, but West Virginia, and I think part of West Virginia's pride is because the rest of the country mocks them so horribly, which I don't really think is fair. It's fun to do, but it's not fair because all the things that they mock West Virginia about, they could be found here in Pennsylvania, they could be found in Maryland, they could be found in Virginia and Ohio and Kentucky. So they get they get a bad rap. Maybe it's just defiance to the rest of the country. I don't know. But my point is that I have never seen such pride in a state like I've seen exhibited and embodied in the person of one Cameron Aloysius Marsh-Mallow. And he I like that. I don't get it because I'm from New Jersey, and you know my stance on New Jersey. So I don't understand that, but he certainly does, and there is something nice about it. And I gotta say, I envy that he's actually proud to be where he's from. I don't know many Americans who are like that. BKW says, if only the Gettysburg Tower still existed, they could put cell transmitters on it. If only. Eric says it's let me go here. All right. Eric says it's a little tricky to do the countermarch in this format. You kind of have to do a lot of looping around and backtrack. Yeah, just like the countermarch, obviously. But we'll get it. We'll get it. I think people just want to see what the ground looks like that they went on, and we could do it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Mike, is Willoughby Run Road might be a real biatch. I'm thinking of getting that, what is it called, Starlink? What is that satellite internet thing? I was thinking of getting that anyway so that, we could live stream from the battlefield more efficiently. So I'm not going to get it before then. I have too many things I have to spend money on. So once I get all that cleared out of the way, then provided I haven't lost addressing Gettysburg, I will then maybe get that. And I'll probably have better internet in the studio too. So let's see. Retracing the countermarch might be worth it as a change of pace for these. I agree with you, Mike. I'm getting sick of the same route. You guys have to be too. I wish there were more nooks and crannies to get into. Well, there are, but I lose signal. So, all right. So here I'm going to make my first stop, get a coffee. Had a shake for breakfast this morning. Literally, I started shaking at breakfast time. Eric says, if you do the countermarch, you have to make sure to point out the second stop where they were seen but didn't countermarch and just said, the heck with it, and kept going. Hart says, and addressing Philippi, Could be a funny April Fool's episode. That's true. How about a hotspot? Hotspots are cell phones, basically. So they use the same technology as a cell phone does. So it doesn't, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't beef up your service any better. So I'd have to, like we use hotspots, like home internet hotspot at the house. And it works most of the time, but if there's an issue with the cell towers or something, then it's kind of sketchy. So yeah, no, I'd have to get that satellite thing, and I'm sure that has its own problems. BP said, you said coffee somewhat like Minnesota resident. It was slight yet present. Did I say coffee? How do they say it out there? Toledo Terps says hotspots have different antenna and transmission power compared to a cell, so there's that. Well, that's true, but at the end of the day, it's still running on the cell tower. And the problem is, like, the road that Mike is talking about, Willoughby Run Road, is kind of low, and there's parts on either side that are like hilly, so you're kind of in a little valley. And it's just, that whole area is pretty sketchy for cell service for video purposes. So I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to try it. We'll try it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that could happen is nothing. You have a good day too, Toledo. Matt Gillespie says, good morning. I say, good morning, Matt. Joyce says, hi, Joyce. Faye says, call a cell service like in West Virginia, down in the holler. Yeah, exactly. Eric says, Minnesotans just say coffee in a very passive-aggressive tone. I don't even know how to do that. Michael says, hey, the flag is at full staff today, not half staff as usually found. Yeah, good point. I know. I saw that the other day, and I go, oh, no, I wonder who didn't die. Because it's been at half staff for God knows how long. I think they just forget to raise it all the way. Or there's a knot and it gets stuck in the pulley and they finally got the knot out. Anyway, I'm going to get going, guys. A lot of editing to do. I'll see you over on Patreon, and you can watch paint dry with me yet again. And whatnot. I have to say, though, it really helps when you guys are in there because, again, it's this thing called body doubling, and I don't have somebody in the room with me, but you guys in the chat, in my periphery, I see the chat moving when you guys are talking, and then once in a while when I need to give my eyes a break, I'll read your comments and kind of converse with you. So you're actually helping. I'm way more productive because of that. So thank you for that, and I hope to see you guys in there later on. I'll see you in a bit. Have a good one.